Good evening, friends. It's the month of February and love is in the air. While we all know that Valentine's Day will always be celebrated on February 14, and this day has already come and gone, the truly romantic among us will always feel that every day is, or should be, Valentine's Day. More than any other, 60s pop music, from Beatlemania to the California sound, from rock to Motown, was the soundtrack for our relationships of the heart. John, Paul, George and Ringo, Diana Ross and the Carpenters reigned supreme on the airwaves. Their love songs sent our hearts a-fluttering and our hormones raging. We chose theme songs to mark our periods of infatuation, our first love, going steady, even our breakups. Love was in the air 24/7.
After our successful homecoming gig, we were asked to play in class reunion parties of fellow Ateneans, just like the old days. Then other schools, civic clubs, and companies learned about the spirit of 67. That opened a floodgate for a wider audience for us, and we never looked back.
Having to perform often meant that we needed to get much practice, and much better actually. And thankfully, it was Berg, our band leader, who was a perfectionist down to the last note. So our quality really improved through constant practice. It was unfortunate that our Lord took Berg from this world too soon. But we continue to strive for musical excellence, just as he was still around. Here's to you, Berg, and to the wounds that never heal.
We had regular gigs at the Retro Bar in Quezon City and in Makati, Kiko's Bar, Strums, Studebakers, and it was then that we realized we needed a female vocalist para mas lumawak yung aming repertoire, and there were a lot of songs of the 60s that needed a female vocalist. And, that would bring Spirit of 67 to bigger heights.
In 1998, Miss Maso Diaz, a very good-looking singer and veteran of many great bands in the Philippines, was available. And she just happened to be looking for professional stability at this point in her life. So what we did was we quickly made an appointment and got her in as a guest performer for our band immediately. And what do you know? Serendipity. We found our singer. And the rest, as they say, is history. Conway's Bar, The Dish, Captain's Bar, we played them all. This was our world then. Exciting, idealistic, and most of all, a whole lot of fun. Quite simply, the best years of our lives.
At first, I had my doubts if we would all click or I would click with the boys kasi they were about a decade older. Naku, baka hindi kami magka-vibes, hindi kami magkasundo sa taste in music. But they were all so nice. Medyo mayabang pero nice. They all welcomed me with open arms and accepted me without reservations, and I learned to do the same. So more importantly, we complemented each other's strengths from a musical standpoint, and we enjoyed singing beautiful love songs together.
Well, I'm really a 60s person. Okay, I came from the 60s generation. But if I had to pick a love song in the 80s, it would be one of my all-time favorite songs anyway, regardless of what period. It would be Sting's Every Breath You Take. I feel that song transcends all generations, all genres, and all eras.
If I were to choose, which song I would prefer during that decade, in 70s, I would opt for How Deep Is Your Love by the Bee Gees. It was so sincere eh. Parang naalala ko yung aking unang-unang minahal nun eh.
Favorite songs of the 60s. A lot of the songs that the Beatles recorded in the early 60s were love songs. Pwedeng mamili doon like Till There Was You is a beautiful love song. Could be my favorite love song, but it's not. My favorite love song actually is Our Day Will Come, because it's the favorite song of my then girlfriend and now my wife.
If I were to choose a song from the 90s that I really, really like, it would have to be this song called, entitled A Beautiful One by Bill Cantos. Because, well, it's not a popular song, you don't hear much airplay. But when I hear that song, it recalls, for me, it brings to mind all these beautiful faces that I have encountered in my life and how I've fallen in love with them.
Okay, if I had to choose a love song from the decade of 2000 onwards, I would say it's but these sounds tattooed on my mind. Diba? You are tattooed on my mind. It's such nice lyrics.
So tonight, leave your toxic fumes outside the door and relive all that fun while reminiscing about all those boys and girls that lit the spark of romance in our young lives. Better yet, let's relight that fire with endearing songs that never fail to make us starry-eyed.
You know the preacher like the cold.